Hi, everybody, and welcome once again to TFT Tarot for Today. Divine Gatherings with Oberon and Banshee. And it's me, Oberon, with my weekly show, The Outlook on the Emotional Exchanges. And it can be a show about love and relationships, but it can also just be about how we view our emotions or about our emotional interactions with others. Even if we don't feel we are in relationships or interested, there still may be things that are emotionally appealing to us, and perhaps we have desire for them, or we find a place for them to be in our lives that indicates that level of interest. So this is a reading for all the signs of the Zodiac, but I start first with a reading from the Isis Tarot, which is really an oracle, not really a tarot. I've used it many times on this show, especially in the beginning. It's hard to believe, but it's been a matter of years. I don't even remember how many years I've been doing the emotional exchanges. I've updated and revamped the reading a number of times. All right. And it's the reversed number 16, barbed wire. Well, that certainly is modern love concept, I suppose. All right, so this is our collective card. If that wasn't clear, it's a general tonal reading for the reading ahead. And I guess it's a reminder you need to follow your own good sense. And so there's sort of a sense of looking at life and understanding hypocrisy or deceit, or when people mask their intentions. And so we need to figure out ways to see above and around that. No other comment is necessary. All right, so let's go right into the reading. And as I mentioned, it's for the signs of the Zodiac. I throw 3 cards, and each card has a different value or position. And these readings are for the sun, moon, or rising of each Zodiac. So we're going to start with Aries, sun, moon, or rising. Question 1. What is the emotional tone for this week? And this is the week starting July 3rd and going to next Thursday, July 9th. Okay, so the tone overall for the week is strength. It's upright. And so strength says, find ways to have better dialogue when you're trying to achieve objectives or things, especially in terms of relationships or partnerships or emotional bondings, desires of any sort. Speak more from the heart. Let your actions be more indicative of your heart's compassion or understanding for an issue. All right, so what is your emotional rescue for this week? And by emotional rescue, I mean, what is it, a person, a quality, whatever it is, that maybe helps you understand your emotional interactions, especially if they go to an extreme edge, or makes you understand what's confusing in life, perhaps. And, all right, spit it, Mr. O. It's the 3 of Swords. It's upright. So your emotional rescue may be in realizing that sometimes a breakup is a good thing. Sometimes you were meant to get away from something. Perhaps it was toxic, or there was some really strong reason why a relationship may have had to end. and hearts may have been broken, but in the long run, it's hopeful that maybe things can get better and recover, when the card flips, that kind of thing. So that can be hard for anyone to take, let alone maybe an Aries, a fire sign, to realize that. Will someone say, I love you this week, Aries? It's the star, and of course, major arcanas mean good luck, so that means maybe, that means it's possible. And of course, the star says, keep hope alive, keep destiny forefront for yourself, that anything is possible. All right, I'll move on to Taurus then. Sun, Moon, or Rising. All right, Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the emotional tone for the week? More or less the feeling or tone. It's the reversed Nine of Swords, and so the tone is feeling like the anxiety and the pain or fear, the waking up in the middle of the night, the feeling like things were out of control, especially maybe as concerns somebody you cared about, somebody that maybe was on your mind, but you weren't really able to help. And so that sounds like it could be a parent or a friend who lives distantly or something like that. And maybe they had problems and you felt overburdened with them, but maybe things are in a different direction. And that doesn't mean you don't care about your friend, but it could mean that maybe there's a reason why there's less overriding anxiety or concern about that person. Now, what is your emotional rescue this week? And it's the Emperor. And the Emperor is upright. And your emotional rescue maybe is feeling that you got people. You have people that can help you bear the brunt. You have resources. Maybe you have a sense of control over enough things or managerial ability over things that if emotionally, the going gets tough, you may be able to have advice or support where you need it. I'm just going to say it that way. So, Taurus, will someone say they love you? And it's Pentacles, so I'm told it will come with a price, but yes. And it's the reversed Page of Pentacles. And you may have to abandon a certain feeling or thought you had that maybe is kind of like, endemic to your way of thinking. It was sort of like your mantra or something. So you may have to back down from kind of an ingrained attitude you have of some sort, admitting maybe you were wrong about something or being open to changing your mind about something, Taurus. And that's hard for you, Taurus. I get it. But if you're able to do that, it is possible someone will say they love you. So I guess you have to consider whether that's worth it or not for you. All right, we'll move on to Gemini now. Sun, Moon, or Rising. And I'm liking the quality of this reading. I've been doing it for about 3 weeks now. So if you do feel otherwise, that if you want to engage with me, you can leave a comment here on the video. Or you can also write us at our Gmail, and that's TFT Tarot for Today. That's one word, at gmail.com. All right, Gemini. What is the tone or feel of the week? That's the reverse Ten of Pentacles. And I don't know, maybe there's some family squabbling. Maybe there's a sense that You don't feel supported in a particular emotional, possibly relationship-oriented situation when it comes to people in your environment. And so that could mean, family, of course, but it could also mean people you work with or people that you're tight with for whatever reasons, your neighborhood or affinity groups or things like that. So you're just sort of feeling not supported. Maybe there's something going on, an argument or situation that kind of, divides some people. What is your emotional rescue this week? And it's justice reversed. And so you may have to feel like, sometimes, oh my God, Banshee's going to hate me saying it, but sometimes fear is another planet. Sometimes you can't really make a change. You get what is possible to be gotten, and no more. I had a boss who said it was service without an option. So there are things like that, and we may not like it, but we may have to accept it. Will someone say they love you, Gemini? And it's a major arcana, so maybe, because it's good luck, but it's the moon. And I think this is saying no, but someone loves you. Someone doesn't want to tell you, and maybe you're not able to perceive in any other way who that is. And of course, so it could be about love, but it could also be somebody who deeply cares about you but doesn't want you to understand it that way, a friend, a family member. And I know it sounds like a soap opera, like an unrequited other kind of love, but you never know. So I think, Gemini, someone loves you, but maybe they can't always, say it. So we'll move on to Cancer. And Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And that kind of reminds me, I have a Gemini friend I need to catch up with. One of my best friends from a past lifetime that I occasionally can catch up with, and I should try to catch up with more. All right, Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Excuse me. Cancer, what is the tone or feel for this week, emotionally speaking? It's the Three of Wands reversed. And so the feeling is kind of a little lackluster. It's kind of feeling like, why bother? You may feel like opportunities you expected to show up are not showing up. And this is about friendships or meetups or, opportunities of some sort of friendship level or emotional care level. But it could also mean that maybe you feel like depressed because you let something pass that maybe you should have, reached out better for some opportunity that slipped between your grasp. So what is your emotional rescue? And it's the Ten of Cups reversed, so there's some philosophy going on here. This could be saying that you have to realize sometimes, there's an old song, if you can't be with the one you love, love the one you're with. Maybe sometimes love isn't unconditional. Maybe sometimes you have to just deal with the situation the way it is, and you may not always get what you expect, but you may get what you need. Oh my God, it sounds like I'm doing the greatest hits of the 60s here. Anyway, will someone say they love you, Cancer? And it's Wands. You'll have to work at it. It's the reverse King of Wands. So there's a sense maybe of ruthlessness going on here. There's sort of a sense of somebody who is more combative than nice on occasion. Maybe it's a fire sign kind of quality. It's somebody who sort of feels like they're backed against the corner. They don't necessarily feel like they have anything left to lose. So I hope I'm not talking about you, Cancer. I think it's talking about another person, or maybe just a feel. That's all I've got. We're going to move on to Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What's the tone or feel for this week for you? Nice. It's the Nine of Cups. It's upright. So the feel is like you're going to enjoy everything that's going on. You may feel like very satisfied, like you got exactly what you wanted or wish or not. But even if things don't happen for you, what you feel you have, you feel grateful for, you feel like you're luxuriating, you're enjoying what you have, so it's a good week. What's your emotional rescue? What helps you if you're feeling bad? And it's Temperance, and it's upright, and so maybe it's a feeling like there is balance in your life. There is balance not only within you, yourself, but maybe there's balance in your environment. The people that you are interacting with, whether they're, primary or other kinds of relationships, everything seems smooth and calm. Emotions are not volatile. People are really, caring about each other and kind. All right, will someone say they love you? And once again, it's the moon. And so, yes, probably, maybe, good luck. But the moon may be indicating, too, that someone does love you, but isn't quite ready to say that. And, of course, that's like, maybe they love you as a friend or unconditionally. Maybe it's a different kind of love if that's appropriate in your life, if you're single and possibly looking for love. But for whatever reason, this person cannot communicate that exactly. Or, like in the case of the last reading too, it could indicate you're going to find out, but you're not going to find out yet. And that could mean that they will tell you, but they're just not ready yet. Same thing, I guess. But it is about, the moon finding out. Maybe you're going to intuit it before it really happens. All right, we'll move on to Virgo. Sun, Moon, or Rising. Virgo. Virgo, what's the tone or feel of the week? And it's the reversed Five of Swords. No, I'm sorry, Two of Swords. Oh, thank goodness. The reversed Two of Swords. So the tone of the week is, this is time for action. That maybe there has been a little bit of friction in a relationship or in a situation that kind of is a relationship. But now may be the time to either decide to deal with it or to move on or something else. But it is a time of saying it's action time. It's clear the decks and do something about whatever this situation could be. And it could signify, like harmony, disharmony. Now, what is the emotional rescue? It's the Empress reversed. You have to make sure you take care of yourself in this. That if this is about an argument or a situation where there's two or more parties not seeing eye to eye, you have to do what is in your best interest, whatever those happen to be, more so than what's going on with the other people. So it's not about giving in on principle without knowing that you feel good about it. Will someone say, I love you? No. It's Swords. Swords means no. It is the Eight of Swords reversed, and so there's an idea that while nobody may say that, maybe somebody may feel like, and maybe that's you no longer feel like you have limits or boundaries on your interaction with this person, or that you now feel like maybe you actually see what was being hidden from you, Virgo, or see something that they didn't want you to see. So that sounds a little harsh, but maybe that's what's going on, Virgo. We're going to move on to Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And yes, it's a little warm up here, up in our library room, where we do the filming for the recorded videos we do. I'm filming this about a morning earlier, so it's still not very hot yet, but at one point the sun will be beating on this side of the house and it will be very hot up here. So better to get it done with now. All right, so Libra. Is that right? Libra, yes. Sun, Moon, or Rising. The tone or feel of the week. It's the King of Cups upright. And so there's a kindness that sort of is informing things for you, Libra. You feel like you're full of good advice, or you feel you have good intentions, and you feel you have an open heart and you really want to be open and kind to people. I don't think this is about a specific relationship, that this could just be the feeling you're working with. And of course, Mercury is retrograde, but Mercury, I believe, is one of your planets too, Libra. Maybe it's Venus. It's probably Venus. So anyways, nix that. But still, you are informed a little bit by Mercury's presence of maybe being fair-minded in a way, bearing the good news in a way. So good luck with that. What's the emotional rescue? And it's the upright Wheel of Fortune. So the emotional rescue may be feeling that you're on the verge of some good luck, or you have a feel like the cycle has turned, the corner has turned, the page has turned, and now better things are happening. It may not have been that bad things were happening, but you now know that better things are happening, and that you feel like there's luck or more possibilities for fortune or good luck chance to happen. Will someone say, I love you, Libra? It's the reverse Seven of Swords. It means no. Swords means no. But it is possible that someone may feel they can tell you something about this in a way, that maybe they might tell you something else that they should tell you, or something else you don't know. And of course, you're Libra, so sometimes, people feel that you're non-judgmental and that maybe they can say certain things to you. So I think that could be what's going on. All right, so as Banshee would say, we are now on to Scorpio. Sun, Moon, or Rising. Scorpio. And of course, Scorpio is, like the other two water signs, pretty emotional in general. So this reading usually will talk about, the emotional lives of Scorpio, or perhaps the other water signs. So Scorpio, what is the tone or feel for the week? And it's the reversed Two of Wands. So the feeling is like maybe you're sticking with what's going on for you right now. There's nothing really changing. That maybe there was a feeling that something new could happen or something different would happen. And of course that might apply more to certain kind of person, a single person, or just a person who is more open to, you know, possibilities than a person who's settled in their relationship, so to speak. But that's what it feels like. Is there an emotional rescue, Scorpio? And it's temperance. So once again, it's the idea that you can find balance within yourself, but also balance with the people in your life around you, the sense of people being supportive or caring or kind to you. Will someone say, I love you, Scorpio? Not bloody likely. It's the reversed Ten of Swords. So no one says, I love you, Scorpio. You're kind of used to that, maybe. But also, too, it could be that you sort of feel like they took their best shot and you're still standing in a way that, you know, you're going to figure out how to deal with certain adversity that maybe is coming at the emotional level, and that's all there is to it. All right, Scorpio. So we'll move on to Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the emotion, tone, or feel of the week? And it's the upright Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands makes you feel like you want to move towards some sort of engagement. The Knight of Wands says you feel brave and you feel confident about moving towards something that you feel engages you in a friendship or a relationship, a partnership, an enterprise, a sense of networking, a social circle. Don't know, but it feels like that's the tone is being open and welcoming and moving towards something. What's the emotional rescue? The emotional rescue is the Five of Pentacles, and it's upright. So the emotional rescue maybe is the feeling that if you feel you're all alone and nobody understands you, you're not right necessarily. Maybe you are more understood than you understand. The emotional rescue is the feeling that you don't have to necessarily be alone, that you just have to reach out a little bit and you will realize that there are people who want to be helpful and caring to you. All right, Sagittarius, will someone say, I love you? There's a price to pay for that, but yes, someone will say that. The Queen of Pentacles maybe suggests that you have to be willing to meet halfway, or you have to be more provocative in that. The Queen of Pentacles is their own kind of version of the Empress in a way. So there is already the idea that we want to be kind and creative, and we want to show care to the world, or we want to be helpful. The Queens sometimes can just portray really another way of looking at rulership of something. And this is saying, use your heart, be heart happy. All right, Sagittarius. So now we'll move on to Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This one's going to be loud. All right, Capricorn. What's the tone or feel for the week, emotionally speaking? And it's the Seven of Wands upright. So it feels like you really have to make a stand in certain ways. You have to be willing to be open and honest and speak to whatever, to communicate, or to put, a sense of ownership there, to sort of stake out a claim in a way. And that could be emotionally speaking. So this could be saying people who feel that they have to maybe they have to speak for or rationalize or speak for their relationship or their feelings about relationships. They have to more or less put their money where their mouth is. That's what it feels like this week, is you have to maybe be proactive in some ways. What is your emotional rescue? And it may be, the big party that I haven't mentioned it, but of course we're on the verge of July 4th, the American celebration of independence. So there could be, the rescue in the sense of feeling really close to people and feeling like, emotionally speaking, you're all celebrating your sense of friendship or a particular celebration, perhaps even, like I mentioned. But it's a feel-good situation. You just feel like you're rescued because other people appreciate you and you appreciate them. Will someone say, I love you, Capricorn? Good possibility. The major arcana are good luck or maybes, but it's the sun, and I sort of think you're finding that out. And of course the sun does feel like it is about the expressions of emotional happiness and love. So good luck, Capricorn. And we're in Aquarius then, sun, moon, or rising. Aquarius, what's the emotional tone or feel for the week? And it's the upright 8 of Pentacles. And it feels like everything is going the way it needs to go. That basically people are enjoying how they have planned or managed or appreciated the talents or skills that they bring to a situation. So everything feels like, this tone feels like you're connected and you're ready to, go forth and show people what you can do. What's the emotional rescue? And it's the 3 of Pentacles. It's upright. And so the emotional rescue is maybe feeling like you have that go-ahead. You have that sense of once again, a collaborative process where everybody understands what their role is. And if this is speaking about one specific relationship, then it's just 2 people. But it could be something that's more broader, general. It could be talking about your relationship in a larger context. Maybe you're one couple amongst a social group, or maybe there's another situation where you're openly dating more than one person. It could be a number of situations, but the overall rescue is the feeling that you have a connection and you have a sense of affirmation towards this process. Aquarius, will someone say, I love you? And once again, it's good luck, so it's a maybe, but it's a powerful maybe. It's the star. The star's upright, so it's a sense of hope or destiny that is just bound to happen. So someone will say, I love you. I hope that works out. And now we're on Pisces. Sun, moon, or rising. Pisces, what is the emotional tone or feel of the week? And it's the Queen of Wands, but she's reversed. So the emotional tone of the week is, why bother? The emotional tone of the week is you're not feeling really confident about yourself right now, especially if you are trying to extend yourself in a relationship or extend yourself in friendships. that maybe are leading towards, more relationships. However that's working out, it just sort of feels like you don't exactly have the voice you want. It could also be saying too that you're just coming on too strong, that maybe the tone of the week is that you're overcompensating. So it could be either of those kind of ideas there. What's the emotional rescue, Pisces? The emotional rescue is maybe just realizing that there's a sense of destiny or hope here in it. You don't have to, oversell it necessarily. The emotional rescue is feeling like beyond whatever current dramas are going on, there's a feeling of secureness, of calmness in certain ways. Will someone say, I love you, Pisces? Well, once again, it's a major arcana, so that means good luck maybe, but it's the Lovers, and so that says that I think that's just somebody saying there's a right choice to make here, and that maybe that person is making that choice. And the choice is really about how they look at love in general, that how they feel their sense of emotional gratitude or warmth is being answered by someone or something. And that's what we all want, really, whether, no matter what your sign is you want to feel at the end of the day that you're choosing what's best for yourself, and when you have a choice, if you're dating or you're involved with more than one person, maybe you're feeling, like you have to make a decision, make sure you're thinking it through properly, and that you're not just looking at the surface parts of it too. So that's my emotional exchanges for the week. And I would be happy if you all come tomorrow and watch Happy Hour. It's back to its regular time at 10 a.m. And these times are Eastern Standard, by the way. So that's 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, Happy Hour. On Sunday morning, it's Banshee's Material Matters, and that's on at 10 a.m. too. And we are live in the chat room. So although it's recorded reading, kind of like this one, for the signs of the Zodiac, a number of folks gather and we chat about the reading or about other things in particular. So join us. And then later on, even though it's July 4th, we are celebrating the whole weekend. Happy Hour is on Saturday, July 4th, but we're also here Sunday, July 5th, in the afternoon for our regular live stream from 2 to 4 p.m. So you can join us then too, have a question read. We'll do our best. And we'll see you next week on the Emotional Exchanges next Friday. All right, take care.